6 p.m. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Kanuz Ashraf. First, the headlines. Talks are underway between Prime Minister and the visiting King of Jordan in Islamabad. Prime Minister says the federal government has given directions to provincial governments to resolve problems of sugarcane growers. Defence Minister has reiterated Pakistan's zero tolerance to use of its soil for promoting terrorism against any other country. Election Commission has set up facilitation centres at its provincial offices for Senate elections. In occupied Kashmir, complete shutdown will be observed tomorrow to mark the 5th martyrdom anniversary of Kashmiri leader Muhammad Afzal Guru. Bangladesh opposition leader Khaleda Zia has been sentenced to 5-year imprisonment on corruption charges. And now the news in detail. Talks are underway between Prime Minister Shahid Haqqan Abbasi and King of Jordan Abdullah II in Islamabad. They are discussing the entire gamut of bilateral relations besides regional and international matters of mutual interests. Earlier, the two sides also signed 2 MOUs. The first memorandum of understanding relates to cooperation in civil protection and civil defense. It was signed by Foreign Minister Khwaja Asif and his Jordanian counterpart Ayman Safadi. The second MOU pertaining to cooperation in the field of housing was signed by Minister for Housing Akram Khan Durrani and the Jordanian Foreign Minister Ayman Safadi. Earlier, on arrival at the PM office, a formal reception in honor of King Abdullah II was held. National anthems of both the countries were played. A smartly turned out contingent of Pakistan Armed Forces presented guard of honor to the Jordanian king. A formation of 3 JF-17 Thunder aircraft presented salute to the royal guest. King Abdullah II arrived in Islamabad this afternoon on a 2-day official visit to Pakistan. He was received at the airport by President Mamnoon Hussain, federal ministers and senior officials. Minister of State for National Food Security Syed Ayaz Ali Shah Shirazi called on Prime Minister Shahid Haqqan Abbasi in Islamabad today. He apprised the Prime Minister of problems being faced by cane growers of Sindh in selling their crop and receiving payments according to the procurement prices. The Prime Minister said that the federal government is fully aware of the problems of cane growers. He said that procurement of sugarcane and ensuring payments according to the procurement prices is the sole responsibility of the provincial governments. He said that the federal government has given clear directions to the provincial governments to fulfill their responsibilities in this regard so that the crop can be procured and payments to the farmers can be ensured well in time. Defence Minister Khurram Dastagir Khan has said Pakistan strongly condemns terrorism in all its forms and manifestations and reiterated Islamabad's zero tolerance against use of its soil to promote terrorism against any country. He was talking to Chairman EU Military Committee General Mikhail Kostrakos, who called on him in Rawalpindi today. Khurram Dastagir said Pakistan has been providing multifaceted support to international community in the war against terrorism. General Mikhail Kostrakos expressed the desire to enhance cooperation between Pakistan and European Union. He highlighted the importance of better communication and interaction at various levels under a mutually agreed framework. Chairman European Union Military Committee also called on Army Chief General Qamar Javed Bajwa in Rawalpindi today. Regional security issues and matters of mutual interest were discussed during the meeting. The visiting dignitary appreciated the resolve of Pakistan Army and its continuing efforts towards fighting terrorism and bringing peace in the region. Interior Minister Ahsan Iqbal says the US administration has hinted that economic aid to Pakistan will not be stopped. In an interview with BBC, he said the United States is using different war tactics in Afghanistan according to its new policy. He said the geography of Pakistan and Afghanistan is the same, and Pakistan is the only country which can provide help to the United States in the region. To a question, he said, as United States says it is that 45% of the Afghan territory is under control of extremists, there are no reason for them to have safe sanctuaries on Pakistan's soil. To another question about the killing of Chinese citizens in Pakistan, he said the neighboring country, India, which has undue apprehensions, may be behind the killing. He said Pakistan has established a 10,000-strong force for protection of Chinese nationals. He said Indian spy Kulbhushan Yadav, who is under arrest on charges of espionage, has also admitted that there is an Indian spy network to sabotage CPAC. Election Commission of Pakistan has set up facilitation centers at its provincial offices for Senate elections 2018. This system will help in improving scrutiny of the particulars of the candidates. The online technology will also seek assistance from State Bank of Pakistan and other institutions. In this regard, a letter has been written by Secretary ECB to heads of all institutions, including NAB, NADRA, and FPR, seeking their help. This is Radio Pakistan. 3-day anti-polio campaign will begin in Gilgit on Monday. A meeting was held in Gilgit today to review arrangements for the campaign. The meeting decided to set up control room in DC office to monitor the campaign. In occupied Kashmir, complete shutdown will be observed tomorrow to mark the 5th martyrdom anniversary of Kashmiri leader Muhammad Afzal Guru. Call for the shutdown has been given by the Joint Resistance Leadership comprising Sayyid Ali Gilani, Mirwais Umar Farooq and Muhammad Yasin Malik. The puppet authorities put Hurriyat leaders under house arrest to prevent them from leading anti-India demonstrations tomorrow. Complete shutdown marked by demonstrations was observed in Bhatpura area of Shopian today against the arrest of youth by Indian police. In Bangladesh, the opposition leader and former Prime Minister Khaleda Zia has been sentenced to 5 years imprisonment on corruption charges. The verdict was announced by a court in Dhaka. Khaleda Zia denied the charges of misusing international funds donated to a charitable children's trust and said that charges against her are politically motivated. China has dismissed accusations from the former president of Maldives, Mohammed Nasheed, that it is attempting to eliminate Mali's sovereignty. Briefing the reports at Beijing today, Foreign Ministry spokesperson Zheng Xuang said that China never attached any political conditions to aiding the Maldives and the aid has done no harm to that country's sovereignty and independence. The spokesperson said Chinese aid made great achievements in promoting bilateral pragmatic cooperation. North Korea says it has no intention to meet U.S. officials during the Winter Olympics, which is due to start at Pyeongchang in South Korea tomorrow. Director General at North Korea's Foreign Ministry, Jo Yong-sam, said, "We have never begged for dialogue with the United States, nor in the future too." He said, "Our delegation's visit to South Korea is only to take part in the Olympics and hail its successful holding." Turkey and Russia have agreed to hold a trilateral meeting with Iran in Istanbul on the prevailing situation in Syria. The agreement was evolved during the telephonic talks between Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan and his Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin today. And finally, the weather report. Mainly cold and dry weather is expected in most parts of the country during the next 12 hours. To end the news headlines once again. Talks are underway between Prime Minister and the visiting King of Jordan in Islamabad. Prime Minister says the federal government has given directions to provincial governments to resolve problems of sugarcane growers. Defense Minister has reiterated Pakistan's zero tolerance to use of its soil for promoting terrorism against any other country. Election Commission has set a facilitation center at its provincial offices for Senate elections. In occupied Kashmir, complete shutdown will be observed tomorrow to mark the 5th martyrdom anniversary of Kashmiri leader Muhammad Afzal Guru. Bangladesh opposition leader Khaleda Zia has been sentenced to 5-year imprisonment on corruption charges. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analyses, log on to our website, radio.gov.pk, and also watch live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.